Hello and welcome to another update video on AVAX. The AVAX chart is currently showing a bit of a pullback here today. The market is approaching the next resistance area between $28.86 and $41.97. This is the zone where we should see a rejection and start a third wave to the downside, which would lead to a break below the April and June lows if the blue scenario is really playing out. And please note that here, what we are dealing with at the moment is a three-wave move to the upside. And the price is consolidating just below the 100% extension target for that C wave here. So we might see it go a little bit higher, but overall, this is definitely a resistance area to take seriously, where we could get a rejection and potentially start a third wave to the downside. Overall, however, technically speaking, as long as we're holding above relevant support levels, which we're going to take a look at on the smaller time frame, the yellow scenario, which could take us even towards $90, remains valid. I mean, overall, if this yellow scenario is forming an ending diagonal, the June low is the invalidation point. But there will be signals before, if something breaks, like a micro support area, which we're tracking on the smaller time frame, then this could be seen as an early signal that maybe a top has already formed. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame to see what those support levels are. Now, what we can see here on this chart, and this is the 1 hour time frame, you can see the rally that unfolded between the 22nd of June, or at least started there, and, well, the last price high. So to adjust the microstructure here, it looks as if the price could have topped in a B wave, and we're now coming down to form wave C of 4. The support zone for this wave 4 is between $20.13 and $22.37. This is measured based on the length of the third wave. And then we have an A wave down, a potential overshooting B wave, and a C wave down. Now, with that additional swing high, which in my interpretation is a three-wave move, the risk is that this was all of the wave 5 of C of 2. So the top could have formed here. But this would remain an alternative scenario for now, because I only see this as a three-wave move, and it's not really reached ideal targets, the 100% extension. So for now, I think one more high appears at least probable. And then we just need to be ready that every swing high could be the last one. And all we need to do then is just to monitor support levels along the way, and we can still go with the trend, which is still up. But if we see any break of support along the way, it might mean that a substantial top has formed. In this case, it could be blue wave 2. At the moment, we would need to see a break below $20 to confirm that. But as I said, I at the moment prefer one more high. But I also said it before, it's not exactly a high quality chart. This is a three-wave move to the upside, and the larger context is quite messy. And the larger time frame chart really isn't giving us the most bullish uptrend scenario. So overall, I think we need to be ready for some further upside, especially as long as we're holding above $20.13. So what we can do as well, maybe to wrap this up, we can define a Fibonacci target zone for that C wave to the downside. So what we can do is to measure the length of the A wave, then we go to the high of the B wave, and again, this is on a very small time frame, but what we would typically expect is for a C wave to reach the 100% extension if this blue scenario is correct. Maybe go a little bit lower, and then at this point, one more high remains possible. I personally would prefer some further upside, because that's also in line with what we see on the Bitcoin chart. So that's the update on AVAX. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.